G'day, how yous all going? This is Ian Harris from Australia here, and today we're going to do Leigh Ann Larson. She's a beginner painter. She sent in a painting, so I did a tutorial on this. So this is what we're going to do today, alright? So we'll get him onto the easel there, and I'll just show you what sort of brushes and what colour paints we're going to use for this one, alright? Alright, I've got me titanium white, dioxine purple, sexy phthalo blue, Payne's grey. We've been using some clear medium retarder, two separate 2-inch brushes, one for applying the paint, one for blending, and this little round sponge. If you don't have one of these, cut some sponge in round and use it, or use your brush. I used a number 2 script liner, I used another detail brush, and my hog bristle fan brush, alright? Alrighty, now I want to wet this and put me first coat of paint on there. Now a lot of cheeky buggers out there, they're asking me, what are you putting on your board? What's that in the bottle? Rah, rah, rah. What's the exact name? Well, I'm going to bloody show you, alright? See here, it's acrylic impasto, alright? Can you see that? Now that comes out of the bottle like soft cream, and I'm just going to put my retarder in it. I've sprayed me canvas, well not yet, but I'm going to, so I'm going to spray it. Okay, that's wet. I'm going to get me retarder, a medium called retarder. Now see that? It slows the drying time down. You can get this in, see here's another one, an acrylic retarder. I haven't used this one yet, only because better the devil you know. Now, this one is like white. It actually looks like face cream. So, I've never used that, but I will one day. Get that off there. It even smells like face cream. Maybe you can use some of the old Mrs.'s face cream or whatever. Anyway, so, and I'm going to get me retarder. I don't know how much you put in, I just put in what I reckon, alright? You can read the bottle, get bored for a day and try and do your math and weigh out everything and work out what you're supposed to use. But anyway, now, I've got a 2-inch brush, pretty new one. I'm trying to make it old, because I like mine to get old. Now, we're going to get this board primed up, ready for Leigh Ann Larson's Girl on a Swing with a little putty cat. See, I can feel it's not quite wet enough. I want it more wet. This allows me to do the wonderful blendings that I do. Now, also, you might notice me walking around like a bit of an idiot. It's because I've got this wire down my back, and sometimes it makes you sort of walk like an idiot. So don't worry about that. I'm not an idiot. It's just that the wire's down my back. So I just thought I'll let you know. Alright, we've got retarder in there. Now, the canvas is a 420 by 300. It's a canvas board that I've made up. And that is ready to take on some colours, okay? There's not many colours in this. I think there's only maybe 2, but I might make a 3rd or a 4th. Now down on my palette here, and we all know how sexy phthalo blue is, alright? So we're going to use the phthalo blue for the bulk up here, okay? Now, I'm getting my putter-on brush. It's a 2-inch brush. I think it's synthetic, but I call it a putter-on brush because it puts the paint on. Alright? Now, hello Heather Stanworth, Irene Latt, Ian Shedley. Ian Shedley's got a painting I'm really interested in doing. He put all these people I'm mentioning out now have put suggestions in my beginner quest there. Phyllis Seguin, Marie Strickland Quinn. There you go, Marie. There's some more on the list. I'll get back to you later about them. Now, we're going to get the blue with the retard medium in there. Medium retarder, retarder medium, whatever you want to call it. And this, I'm going to crisscross onto the board. Normally I don't do this. I normally stamp it on, okay? But I've got that right on there, right? I didn't even stuff around doing it. I didn't even think about it. I cross-hatched it. See that? You can see a cross-hatch in there. That's a painting within itself. You can throw a bit of colour on there and sell it for millions when you die, all right? What a way to go. Anyway, that's it. It's sort of night time, so the bottom should be darker rather than lighter. So I'm going to... Gee whiz, I got a noisy easel, eh? Anyway, let's get all this blue. Just get the whole darn thing blue. Now what's happened, the white underneath has allowed this blue not to be so bland in my eyes. The white underneath this blue, it's all got retarder in it. It's allowing the paints, instead of being stubborn and saying, nah, you're not coming to play with me, it sort of makes them relax. And they all come together and they play together. And when paints play together, you have wonderful work happening on your canvas. Now grab yourself, you can leave it like that if you want, blah, blah, blah. But I like blending. I've got my own background styles, okay? So I'll get this thing started up. Bloody hell, hang on a minute. Okay, now that's going. We got him going there. Now see, if you look in here, when I'm blending this is why I like to do it, because it becomes smooth, beautiful, not so scratchy. I love it. Now I'm going to blend this. While I'm blending it, just pass over and see what Steve's up to, all right? Clean me brush, getting some of this dioxine purple, because I want the top darker, just sort of around there. Ah, listen to that noisy thing, will you? Jesus. Oh, I shouldn't cuss like that, but... Alright, now, I've cleaned my brush from blending the phthalo. Now I'm going to blend the dioxine, keeping it twisted, whatnot in there. To me, the dioxine is in my eyes is the darkest edge for my phthalo blues. If I'm doing sort of a night sky, not so much a night sky, but sort of where it's tending to go to dark. All right, now this is all still wet the way I want it. All right, I got my structured white, titanium white. I've sprayed a little bit of water on it just so it's not so thick, because it's really gluggy, that paint. If yours is not as gluggy, you might not need to spray it. Now I want some sort of mist in this sky. Drop that down there and we'll blend that into the dioxine and phthalo the way I normally blend. It's just giving this sky, as you know, mist and depth. I had a call from a friend last night, Cinnamon Cooney. I was ready to go to bed, cuddling my cat Steve, and got a call from her, so we started talking and had a good old chat. G'day Cinnamon, you and your husband John. It was nice to know you. Well, it still is nice to know you. You haven't gone anywhere, I haven't gone anywhere, but yeah, it was a great chat. Right, I want a bit more, so after doing a bit of mist, give that brush you're using a clean so it's not contaminated. Alright, load it up again. So see, it's loading up with white paint again, not white paint mixed with what was on the canvas. I sort of want me mist dancing across the top of this, blending into that darker bit. Throw that down there like that, and we'll blend this. It's up to you if you want this mist in your sky. You totally don't have to have it. You can have it just a basic blue background, and we'll put your moon into it on that. It just depends what you like. There's a lot of varieties. I just stick to my way, and you can either adopt that, add more, or add less. Alrighty. Yeah, those of you who aren't familiar with Cinnamon Cooney, she's got her channel there, the Art Sherpa. Just type in Art Sherpa on YouTube. Press play and have a bit of a educational look at her as well. She's great, wonderful, vibrant person. Her and her husband, they get it on together on camera there. They commentate and paint, and you know they're getting it on, and it's great to see. So I love it. Now, watch what this thing does for this type of painting. It's all wet. Everything's wet in there. It's all, you know, merging and mixing, and they're partying on together. Now, you got to find one of these, and if you can't find one, bloody make one, all right? I've got me paint there. I've got it in there, right? See how it's going to go? That's what we want. But I'm feeling it's a bit too dry. A bit more water. You want it to spread. Not too much, but work it out. Practice this on a practice board. So that's what we got on there, right? Now the moon for this painting is roughly in the middle. So, well, it's probably in the middle and a bit off. So I'm in the middle there, and like I've done before, you bring the Buffalo Girls around the outside, and we just come around and around. Now, see how you're getting this stamping effect? As that's happening, try and turn it, manipulate it, so that's not too much though, so that's not happening. Stamp her up again. Bring it around, bring it around, bring it around. All the way around. Turn your sponge if you got one of these. Now if you haven't got one of these, you can probably practice using some tissues or some other sponge cut up, okay? Now this is slowly blending out into that sky. And because it's left nice and wet, I can get my blending brush. Hang on, I want to blend it. I want to come more and more and more. And we're going to lightly, on and off, I'm blending this. Lightly, lightly. Very lightly. Wipe the brush. And it's blended out into that sky. I'll bring you in and show you closer. See what we're doing here? All these stampy bits I'm getting out. Now when you're doing something like this blending, don't keep your brush the one way and carry on. You know, be artistic about it. Like I said before, and think. Get your brush and turn it around. Manipulate these pieces you don't want so as they can be manipulated in a way that you do want. Alright? Now see what that's done, it's given us such a wonderful glare in the sky, it's making you want to grab your bloody sunnies and whack on, isn't it, at night time? Now this moon, how big do you want it? No, I don't want it that big, I want it a bit bigger. So what I'm going to do is manipulate, and as I'm manipulating this circle bigger, this edge I'm putting there. If I just keep it normal, it's going to be too broken up. So you've got to sort of think, and that edge is going to sharpen up the moon. Now go and see what Steve's up to while I finish this moon off. Now Leigh Ann has added some features in her glare with some brush strokes there, okay? So I'm going to add that into mine as well to give it that feel, because she's obviously got it this fairy tale look. It's sweet, it's innocent, and it needs that in there, I reckon. Alrighty, the same way I've done my glare there, I've got my white on my fan brush, and we're going to sort of, let's just see what this does. We'll put some there. Now I've got to lightly do this. It's just to hint that those striking glares are there. See, I barely touched that. I gave it bugger all, but it's putting it there. And once we get off that glare, we can probably start blending it a bit stronger. But while we're in that glare, we just want to dance around and tickle it, just enough to know that it's there. All right. Now we'll quickly do a few more. I'll stop talking. Also, Leigh Ann Larson, she had her tree on the right hand side of her painting. Just for my sake, I'm going to have it on the left hand side. Alrighty, we're getting there, we're getting there. See, it's quite a warm day today, so this retarder I put on my canvas earlier, I can feel it starting to lose its grip. Alright, also want to say hello to Loretta Jean Little, Tricia Winton, Christine Molloy, or Molloy actually, and Linda Amen. Once again, another hello to Cinnamon Cooney. Her name's on the list, so I found it again there. Now, we're going to dry this. I think it's ready to dry. And for those beginners who can't really paint in a silhouette, I'm going to draw a picture similar to this and have it as a traceable. So if you want the traceable, come to my Facebook page and I'll send it to you in a message photo, okay? It's that easy. We're going to get drying this. While I'm drying it, it's ready to have the black silhouetted tree, the ground, and then of course the girl and the cat on the swing. Alright? Now for the beginners who need a traceable, we want the girl and the cat roughly under the moon. So work out where you want it, and we'll get our carbon paper there, because they're down about there. Now grab yourself a red pen and we trace around the edge. And if you look carefully, you can see roughly where I've put them. Right down here on my smaller palette, I've got me Payne's Grey. Now get your detail brushes and we'll just paint in these silhouettes. See, a lot of you can probably just do these silhouettes freehand, but I'll draw out a traceable for those beginners that would rather a traceable. Just makes it more confident, you'll know what you're going to do. Go and see Steve for a minute, will yous? Those of you who are not familiar with brushes and how brushes work, go to the Art Sherpa's channel. She has a video explaining brushes. She has a whole brush range. I'm not that cluey on brushes because I'm just not. Go and check her channel out. For those of you who don't know her, I'll be pretty surprised if you do not know her, but if you don't, check her out, the Art Sherpa. And she has a lot of information about brushes and all sorts. But hey, don't brush me off at the same time. Now what we got to do is get the swing in there, the bottom of the swing. So we're going to get that in there. It's sort of bent, I noticed. It does have a bit of a bend in it. Alrighty, I'm going to draw the tree in freehand and then I'll join the swing up to the tree, alright? Alright, the tree's going to be roughly here and come over. I'm just filling it in with this. It'll have maybe something coming off this side and up there. This will give you an idea where my tree's going to be. And we might put another one over here. This will be the one that they swing off. I'm using my flathead, square-headed brush because this is quite a fat trunk on this tree. So what I'm going to do now is muck around with this tree for a while, and you can go and have some coffee and cake with Steve or something like that, alright? See what he's up to. Sometimes trees can be dangerous to your paintings if you're not careful. I have done it in the past, and you just keep overdoing them and you destroy it. Okay, I've done most of the larger trunks that I want to do. Now I'm grabbing my number 2 script liner, and I'm going to use this, twisting it as I go, just to get the more finer little sticky branches on it to fill it up. Now I don't know if you noticed on Leigh Ann Larson's painting, she's got like a cockatoo or something up in the tree there, so we'll put something there to resemble that as well. It's just, we want to try and do what she's done. And this is just going to finally fill in this tree with all these little bits of doodah-y bits. Because sometimes you can do a branch, say like this, and then all of a sudden come down. And what that does, it gives the illusion that it's going that way and down instead of just all on the side. Alright, pretty much finished all my little skinny branches. Now I want to get the string, so the best way to do it freehand, I suppose, is I'm looking at this point right here, right? But now, as I'm moving my brush down, I've moved it back to here, my eyesight. Now my eyesight's back up the top. You put your eyesight up the top and just go for it. You'll get to that point. It's a bit like swinging a golf club. Now this one's going to go... Those of you who play golf, keep your eye on the ball. Alright, there's our little bits of rope, and it's all sort of tied up here. You know, one important thing that I forgot was the little Mr. Puttycat's whiskers. Because if he had no whiskers, every time he looked in the mirror, he'd be going, wow, what happened? Got no whiskers. So we'll give him a few little teeny whiskers on each side of his face there. And as I said, Leigh Ann Larson has a cockatoo or something in her one. So we'll put just a bit of a silhouette of a bird or something there if we can. Oh, my brush has gone hard. That's just because she's put something there. That's a bird. Some sort of bird perched up, enjoying the moonlight with the girl and his putty cat. Alright, just going to put the bottom in, just with this narrower 2-inch brush, but I'm keeping the top of that line broken, it's not sharp. And we'll put some stars in the sky. Some thick, some thin, so they look like different distances away. And if you want to, you can silhouette a daisy there as well. I'll get this up a bit. Alright, that's our silhouetted grass. Pretty easy, wasn't it? We'll just do a quick silhouetted flower, because she's got one in hers. So we'll put maybe one, where are we? One about here. So we'll go 1 dot, 2 dot, 3 dot, 4 dot, 5 dot, and a dot in the middle, which joins them up. Just something basic. a bit of a stem and a bit of a leaf or two on it. Alright, that was a lovely exercise. A special thanks to Leigh Ann Larson, a beginner painter who let us use her painting. So we've done a tutorial on it for any of those other beginners who want to know how to do it and pull it off. It's not that hard. It's a beautiful, fun project. And I'm pretty sure Leigh Ann Larson would agree too, won't you, Leigh Ann, eh? Hey! Alright, what we're going to do, we're going to put a frame on that and make it happen a bit better, alright? So, when you get a frame, you whack it on your picture, and it just gives it that wow business. Look at that, eh? Alright, I had fun doing that today, so it's time to say goodbye. So, tell a friend if you like what I do. Tell everybody if you don't. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share this video onto your Facebook so all your other friends can see it and join in the fun too, because I want to do a lot more of this, okay? All the best to everybody. Goodbye, good luck, and good on ya.